welcome back to Nonna and Pap's Kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making homemade manicotti. For the shells, we'll need 4 eggs, the whole egg, 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 3/4 cups of water, and a teaspoon of salt. For the ricotta filling, we're actually going to be using the homemade ricotta that Pat made the other night, and you can find the video on that, which was then combined with pecorino romano, mozzarella, fresh parsley, and 1 egg. You can season it to taste, but the amounts are going to vary based on how much ricotta that you're working with. So we're going to mix the ingredients together for the shells, and then I'll show you how it's done. So we've combined the water, flour, the eggs, and the salt, and now I'm just going to give it a good mix. I actually am going to use an electric mixer. If you choose not to and you want to mix it by hand, I suggest sifting the flour so that it comes nice and smooth. So for our next step, we're going to take a small frying pan that's going to be about the size that you want the manicotti shell to be, and use a non-stick pan, but still I drizzle just a little bit of olive oil, give it a good wipe. The mixture should be a very, very thin, tight pancake mixture. So definitely more liquidy than you would do pancakes. If you need to add more flour or more water, feel free to do so. Okay, so we're gonna go with just about a half a ladle of mix. Put it in the pan in the middle and spin of the wrist. Just make sure that you're coating the entire pan. Keep going around until the mix stops, and then you let it set. It's going to take just a minute or so. You'll start to see the edges peeling a little bit, and that's when you know that it's ready to flip. Okay, so the edges are starting to peel up a little bit. You can just get your plastic spatula and pull it up. You can use your hands because it's really not that hot. Give it a good flip, and we're gonna let it set on this side for about a minute or so. Then I'm gonna do the rest of them, and I'll bring you back when they're all done and ready to be stuffed. So our shells are now done, and you can see how paper thin they are. And we are just going to stuff them with the ricotta mixture. If you don't have homemade ricotta, you can use store-bought ricotta. Again, you have to add to a large container of ricotta, I would say add 2 eggs and as much either pecorino romano cheese or Parmesan cheese, fresh parsley, and mozzarella, again to taste. So with homemade ricotta, it's a little bit thicker than the store-bought. Store-bought is going to be a little bit more watery, so you'll probably want to add a little bit more of the Parmesan or Pecorino Romano so that it thickens it up a little bit. I like to make them nice and full. We don't have a whole heck of a lot of ricotta mixture left, so I'm just going to get as far as I can get tonight. If you're making more manicotti, you can double, triple the recipe depending on how many people you're cooking for. And let me just show you here how we roll them now. So you're going to take one side of the shell, roll it over the other side, and kind of tuck it in a little bit. And then once it's tucked in, you're going to just roll, 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 and then press it down to spread the ricotta mixture to the ends. Not completely to the ends because it will melt a little bit and you don't want it to come out. I put a little bit of homemade sauce in our pan, and we're just going to nestle the manicotti shells, the filled manicotti, right into the sauce. And I'll get these all in there, and then I'll come back when they're all set. So now we have our manicotti in our pan, and we're gonna just drizzle a little bit of the homemade sauce right on top. Try and get to the ends too, make sure that they're covered because we don't want it to dry out while it's cooking in the oven. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. We're gonna put these in for about 20 minutes and I will come back when they're all done and show you. We are also going to sprinkle a little bit of Pecorino Romano on top. You can use Parmesan. My husband likes to put mozzarella on top. I personally do not. But you can do it however you like it. Into the oven they go. Okay, so it has now been 20 minutes that they've been cooking in a 350-degree oven. And we're gonna have Pap come on into the kitchen and have a taste. Hey, Pap.
Hello, Nona. We're gonna try the Manicotti. Delicious.
Awesome. I hope you try and enjoy.